Welcome friends, I'm Rose Oatley and today I'm going to show you a different way to make a delicious bow tie pasta. For this recipe, you're going to need some asparagus. Now you always want to make sure you cut the ends off. Those go in the trash. I find it easier to cut these when you still have your rubber band on. Then we go and wash them off. Once washed, you want to come back and cut them into thirds. This next part is going to be entirely up to you. Now, you could either cook them on the stovetop or you can roast them in the oven. I personally love them roasted, so this is what I'm going to be doing today. You want to lay them on a sheet pan, and then we're going to be adding some extra virgin olive oil on top. Get these nice and coated. For my seasoning, I'm going to start with a little bit of salt. Today I'm using kosher salt. You can use any salt you like. We'll follow with some pepper. Next, I'm adding garlic powder. Now make sure it's garlic powder and not garlic salt, otherwise you'll oversalt it. Some oregano, thyme, and some rosemary. Go ahead and start preheating your oven to 400 degrees. Now I'm going to go ahead and move these temporarily. Let me show you my next ingredient. I'm going to be using some mild Italian sausage. This is ground Italian sausage and it's about 1.14 pounds. Moving on to my stove, I'm going to be using a large pan here. But first we're going to go ahead and start boiling our water for our pasta. While my water is boiling, I'm going to go ahead and start browning my mild sausage. Using your spoon, you can just break it up. And here I'm having to swap hands because I recently hurt my right hand and I have been struggling a lot with it. You probably can't tell, but I'm in a lot of pain right now. Anyway, we all have to eat, so someone's got to cook and it's usually me. So let's keep going. By the way, you want your heat at medium to medium high heat. This is looking pretty good. So while this continues to brown, I'm going to go ahead and turn my heat down to a number 4. And to one side, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter. We're going to go ahead and let the butter melt, and then I'm going to start cooking my mushrooms on the other side. Now, if you'd like, you can brown your sausage and then move it to another plate temporarily. I'm in a little bit of pain today, and it hurts to even carry the pan, to be honest. So I'm just going to try and do it all in one pan. My oven is beeping and ready, so we're going to go ahead and put our asparagus in. Again, this is 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 204 Celsius. I'm going to be cooking these for 15 minutes. Now, the asparagus aren't as big, but if you have super big ones, then you can go with 20 minutes. I'm ready to add my mushrooms. Now, these are sliced portobello mushrooms. The package is 16 ounces. You don't need to use the whole package. You could go with just an 8 ounce. Now, we love mushrooms here, so I'm going to go ahead and just add the whole package in here. Now, as always, mushrooms tend to absorb the oil fairly quick, so we're going to go in with a little bit of olive oil. We just want to saute these for a few minutes. I think I'm going to get my heat turned up for just a bit. All right, these are looking pretty good, so we're just going to go ahead and mix everything together now. Now I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. I also like to add Italian seasoning, so we're going to go with about 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Add about 1/4 teaspoon of red crushed peppers, just to give it a little bit of a slight kick. 3 teaspoons of minced garlic, which is equivalent to 3 cloves of garlic. All right, come on. I'm trying to finish this one off. Give it a good mix to combine everything together. Here I've got some white cooking wine, and I've got 1/4 cup here. I'm going to add probably about half of this or close to a 1/4 cup. It's going to give it a nice flavor. We're also going to add 1 cup of chicken broth. Let's go ahead and turn our heat down to low for just a bit while we go check on our water. My water is boiling, so I'm going to add about half to 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of olive oil to prevent the pasta from sticking. For my pasta, I'm using bow tie pasta, Barilla brand. You can use any brand you like. I just personally like Barilla. Then you want to cook it al dente according to your box directions. This one takes about 11 minutes. All right, so my asparagus just in time came out of the oven. So we're going to go ahead and add it all in there. I also just put a loaf of French bread in the oven. So if you're going to be making bread, this is a good time to put it in the oven as well. To our pan, we're also going to add half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. My pasta has about 1 minute left, so I'm going to go ahead and let this sit on low and bring you on over here. I just want to show you real quick what I like to use in place of the big colanders. I love using these clip-on silicone strainers. They are big space savers, and they also save a lot of room in the dishwasher. They're so easy to use, guys. You just clip them on your pot and strain your water. I'll go ahead and post a link below in my description section in case you're interested in getting one. All right, so before you strain your water, make sure you reserve at least 1 cup of your pasta water. To my pan, I'm going to add about half a cup to 1 cup of pasta water, and then I'm going to continue adding the rest of my pasta in there. We're going to mix it to marry all the flavors and then add a couple more small ingredients. This is just another way to make your pasta instead of using your red sauces or your creamy sauces. This might look a little plain to you just looking at it like this, but I promise all the spices that we use, all the different flavors is going to make for a really delicious, tasty pasta. I like to go in with a little bit more Parmesan cheese on top. I'm also going to quickly chop up a little bit of fresh parsley. I'm going to add a little bit on top, and then I'm going to reserve a little bit for my garnishing later. I like extra cheese, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more on top and then garnish it with a little bit more parsley. And as you can see, my daughter over there is waiting for her plate. I guess she's saying, get in my belly, because I see that belly right in there. And guys, this is one reason why I don't go on camera, because the number of interruptions make it impossible for me to do this. But I do plan someday to be able to do it. I really hope you enjoyed this recipe, and as always, please share with friends to help me out with my channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please be sure to do so below or hit my little picture on the side. Also, don't forget to hit the little bell to get notified of all of my new videos, and please be sure to check out these links on the side. Share with your friends. Thanks for watching and your support.